Good morning. Today's topic is human resource. Human resources are the people who make up the workforce of an organization, business sector, or economy. Human capital is sometimes used synonymously with the human resources, although human capital typically refers to a narrow view. In essence, the knowledge the individuals embody and economic growth. There are three aspects of the study of human resources: the numbers, physical power, mental abilities, and health of population in region. Second, social organization of people, which affects resource utilization. Example Gracia, socialism, capitalism, imperialism, colonialism, communism, feudalism, and democracy. Third, the forum of culture is also a resource in itself. The economic development of a country on a large scale depend on the level of technological development achieved in the country. This technological achievement is the product of the cultural development of the society. The USA, UK, Japan, Russia, France, etc. could develop only because of their high level of technology. Resource utilization: man develops natural elements and objects in resources. Unless utilized by man, resources remain inert as a neutral stuff. Man has utilized natural elements and forces of nature for his benefit in several ways. Land renders at least three services to man. It supplies man with standing room and gives him a place where he may live and work. Second, it furnishes raw material for our industries and occupation. From coal to the ore of other mineral, humans daily is high centric to natural resource appraisal. Third, from nature we obtain the forces that enable us to use these raw materials. The animal products too are the substrate for human economic needs. These animals are directly linked for their survival to the resources found on our surface. The power from the water that turns our mill wheels and the wind that makes the wind mills go around are other forces of nature which men use in making a living. In the modern capitalist economies, the natural setup of the space determines the type of industries that can be set up. The environmental makeup of the region also decides the type of industries that can be set up in its vicinity. England's coal and iron made it a natural setting for the industrial revolution. England's Iceland situation made it almost inevitable that it should become a great commercial nation. Besides these normal use of natural resources like air, water, soil, minerals, vegetation, etc., by modern human being, the significance of these resources is quite different for the people who are at a different stage of economic development than the modern human in the capitalist world. Indigenous people depend on the natural lands and ecosystem by which they are surrounded. According to a recent UN report, 60 million out of the approximately 300 million indigenous people around the world depend, for the instance, the forest for their livelihood and survival. They are shifting or permanent cultivators, herders, hunters and gatherers, fishers or handicraft makers who adopt a multi-use strategy of appropriation of nature. They depend on land, forest, wildlife, rivers, watershed, and aquatic life, on traditional medicine, and on seeds and plants. They have managed their environment sustainably for generations, and in turn, the fauna, flora, and other resources available on indigenous lands and territories have provided them with their livelihoods and have nurtured their communities. Indigenous communities have a close relationship to their land and resources and see themselves as a part of the whole ecosystem. Natural resources are significant not only as a means of production but also as a part of indigenous people, spiritual and cultural traditions central to their identities as people. As a matter of fact, many territories inhabited by indigenous people co- coincide with some of the world's major concentrations of biological diversity and natural resources. For indigenous people, conservation of nature and sustainable use of natural resources is not an isolated, compartmentalized concept but an integrated part of their lives. They view conservation areas as integral functional part of the landscape in which they live. In recent years, however, dispossession from the land or restriction of access to natural resources has brought economic impoverishment, loss of identity, and threat to their cultural survival. For that reason, indigenous agendas almost invariably begin with the claim of their ancestral territories to assure the long term protection of their lands and natural resources. Thank you.